Oh, there we go. Hello. Sorry for the slight delay there. I'm working with a new setup because I'm in a different location. And I was like, it's fine, I'll have a crack with, streaming with my laptop on my bed and me on the floor, and then I realised that was not sustainable and I couldn't feel my knees. So I am currently sitting on my bed and a laptop is on a folding desk. You can probably hear the fan going louder than ever. So I'll move that away. So hopefully you can't hear it as much. 1 second. I know it's still very loud, but that's because this motherfucker's been on the bed, which means that, sadly, the fan has been doing overtime. So hold on a minute. Oh my god. There was a fan? There was a computer fan. That was the issue. It's not the end of the world, but you might hear a whooshing every so often. Oh, there we go. Hopefully it's not that much of an issue, but we'll find out. So anyway, as you can probably tell by the title, not the title, the stream, the description of the stream, I'm playing Terraria. It's the first time in a while, but I didn't title it first playthrough just because I felt like that was being a bit naughty. So, okay, I'm gonna turn, of course, because I've changed everything. Everything's suddenly buggered up. Alright, headphones. Okay, hopefully you'll be able to hear the game in 3, 2, 1. It's so quiet on my end, I forgot I turned it down. There you go. Let me just turn that back up for you. It's not a multiple of 5, and for that I do apologize. Anyway, there we go. I wanted to do... I have played this game more, but that was on an older PC that you wouldn't know this, I imagine, but apparently game saves don't transfer across on Steam, so there's that. So I'm gonna make a new... The one you saw me delete, I tried making, and it was just... It wasn't... I was on, like, Boreal armor, it's not... I have no attachment to it, so don't worry, I'm not deleting anything, like, super important. Oh dear. Give me a second to quickly hop onto chat. I might not see some of the messages you sent, I do apologise. I am having to watch the stream on mobile, because my other laptop is, funnily enough, on the flat. How are we doing? Exciting, I know, I'm very excited. So, sorry. Just all of a sudden, because it's this character creation, I just lose all concentration. It's just like, ooh, things. But no, I've played around. I kind of want to do the Drunk World, but it's my first time coming back to the game in like a hot minute, so I feel like that's probably a terrible idea. First time back and just go absolutely apeshit. It would be funny though. I'll make fucking... Yeah, sure. That's, yeah. It's got kind of fluffy hair on my characters, normally. So, and there's sort of not really much of an option for that. I do the normal fluffy ponytail that I go for. And already that's fairly close. Oh, dear. Move that down a bit. It's a bit more on the yellow side. Actually, that is pretty close. The eyes are brown, and the skin is pale, but a similar shade of orange, so there you go. Not that pale, like here. So, character customization is something I take a bit too seriously, so I do apologise if this is not very interesting. It will get interesting later, but honest. Copy colour to clipboard. Paste from clipboard. And I need dark brown. Because I was thinking I'd use it like the shirt and mushroom logo on my character. I don't know, I just thought that was a neat idea. You are more than welcome to disagree, but you'll be wrong, haha. So there's that, that's what I'm doing at the moment. Struggling a bit because this is coloured bars rather than what I'm used to, which is, you know, a giant wheel, but I'll get there eventually. I'll copy this because this is actually pretty close to the trouser colour, but less bright, like less saturated, that's the word. Pull back the saturation, pull up the brightness, and yeah, that's about right.
Wow.
Oh, hello, thank you for the follow. The characters are always so buff, I know, it's wild. 1 second, let me flip over. Thank you, JoJo's Bizarre's BH. I'm so sorry, I'm looking at that on mobile. So I can't see it properly. JoJo's Bizarre's BH, yeah. Thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it. My streams are more interesting, normally honest. I just got way too into character creation. And everything else went out the window. Ebony. Like Ebony Darkness Dementia Ravenway. Except less goth and more fucking cottagecore. I'll go... the eyes aren't actually green. They've got green sclera, but for the sake of visual interest, we'll make the eyes green. Yeah, that's actually not far off. If I go any paler, they'll blend into the actual eye itself, so fair enough. I might actually make the logo green just for some visual flair. And also make the t-shirt... Never mind, actually, can I undo? I can't undo. Piss. Okay. Learning Terraria character customization as we go. Okay, that's enough. Stop doing things. Ooh, we only have 11 more till we reach my goal. I know, I'm very excited. Cool as fuck world, hell yeah, is unfortunately going in the bit. Hello? Forgive me! I'm gonna have to go and check the phone to make sure it's not an important call. I'll be back in a second. Yeah, to answer your question, Curse Bananas, I think we have something equivalent to the IRS. But it's just the government tax people, so... But no, we're good legal taxpayers, we're good boys. It's, just a case of... just one of them ones that... Dead Globe actually sounds metal as fuck, we'll go for that. And... oh, tempted to do For the Worthy, but I won't, because, again, first time back in a while, so I'll just go for... Fucking, if this'll uncoil itself. One moment. Dealing with some very coiled up headphones. There we go. I'll use the code 24601. That'll probably do nothing, but we'll find out. And we'll go for a small world, because it's... yeah, and I don't really care. I like the corruption, but I'm equally as fine with the crimson. So, we'll wait for that to go. Normally it takes way longer, but then again, I'm used to playing on the old laptop, which had, like, a potato for a stick of RAM, so... that thing was like, yeah, 4 gigs of DDR3 and then 512 megs of VRAM, so... not good. Specs on this new one are a lot better. I say new, I've had this for like 6 months, but... you know, better than comparatively. Oh yeah, you already start off with a summoner staff. Very useful. Oh my god, okay. The worst time! 1 second. Thankfully that was not the tax collectors, that was just Amazon. I forget, because I'm living in a flat with a mailroom where I can just go down and get my mail as I please. That, you know, people have doors that people can knock on and interrupt stuff. So that'll be fun. I'm actually very close to one of my family members coming back from the job, so you'll hear the dog going nuts at that. He might... funny thing as well, he might actually barge into the room during this, so get ready for that. That'll be fun. Oh gosh, I forgot completely that Journey has all this extra stuff they give you. That's right, I remapped it to E. Oh, that won't get annoying at all, yeah. I'm gonna... is G mapped to anything? No, okay. 1 second. I'm gonna remap the controls, because I'm so used to doing it in Minecraft where it's E instead of that, so I'm gonna quick menu R, quick menu J, throw. Inventory will be remapped to escape. Back. Alright. Simple as just remapping some stuff, my V. Also, haha, I'm exempt from tax because I'm a student, hee hee. Hee hee hoo hoo. So, that's good. Bird going absolutely apeshit in the background. I like the look of the mature trees, so I'll keep the mature trees, but the immature trees are going down. I'm yelling timber. You'd better move, you'd better dance. Oh my god, I haven't played this game in months. I got a peach! It looks like a booty. I did it again! Hey! There we go. Words. Yeah, I am quite lucky in that if I am to become self-employed, hard F, and do Twitch for the rest of time, or at least until while I'm at uni, I don't have to pay tax. So that's pretty cool. At least as far as I'm aware. Obviously, I'll need to make sure I'm tax exempt in the next taxing year, but, you know. So I'm in legal fraud, in a sense. It's, yeah, legal tax evasion. Just become a student, baby. But if I am to become self-employed, obviously, I'll have to learn how to pay tax. So there we go. Yeah, if you're wondering why I'm doing the, like, double walls, it's a personal preference. Obviously, I'm not going to yell at people for not doing it the way I do it. Fucking hell. Maggle really needs to stop accidentally pressing E, because it's gonna end up really pissing them off. Okay, oh, hang on. There we go. Pop that in there so there's one more inventory space free. There we go. Double walls look better. Yeah, they look a bit less structurally unsound, which is just a personal thing, really. So spawn's all the way over there. So it's not that far of a walk, really. And we've got plenty of sunflowers around, which is great. I love sunflowers. Oh, shit, that's a goldfinch. Wait. I don't have a net, so I can't catch it, sadly, but I could if I would. I would if I could. Words. Mag always good at pronouncing things. Normally, just a bit off to either the left or right, there will be either Corruption or Crimson. I'm not willing to look up which one it is right now, because I just want to get the house done, TBH, but yeah. I could if I would. Thank you. Do I might have a quote bot. 1 second. Let me try something. Add a quote. If I can get the E. I could if I would. There we go. Sadly, no, I do not have a quote bot. I thought I did, but I guess it's either broken or just non-functional at the moment. I'll do that after stream, if I remember. Yes. This was over an iconic quotes channel where we could do like we could if we would Magpie, and it's super fun. Honestly, I should add famous quotes or something like that. Of just me being a dumb, because I don't speak good half the time, so I'm sure it's very funny. What was that wand? Oh, that I keep forgetting it's not E! Oh, I'm smart. Demonic Wand of Sparking! Hello! Oh, we're gonna have a mage build this early in the game? I guess it is a journey world, to be fair, which are basically just baby mode. Which I just kind of forgot to change to classic. Oops. I might get rid of the Finch stuff, honestly. I like being summoner, but this feels too easy. Should put the role as quote keeper. For anyone who has it can write in the quotes channel. You volunteer. Tempting, tempting. Oh damn, that Wand of Sparking does a lot. Nice, okay. It is very tempting, I might. Give me 1 second to pause the game. I don't know if that's paused it, we'll find out. I'll make the quote keeper roll. Hang on a second. Edit roles, which is in server settings. I remember how to curate a server. Create role. Keeper of quotes. And it will be... I've already exhausted the greens. We're going for a custom colour. It's going to be a custom green. It's light green. Save changes. And then they will have permissions to do the same shit. And add members. It will be a potato. There you go. You are now a keeper of quotes. And there will be a channel called Dumb Shit I Say lol. I don't know. Or just famous quotes. There you go. Yes, sync permissions with chatting. And then the channel description will be the wild shit that falls out of Mag and companies' mouths. There we go. We've made a funny thing on the Discord. We are very good. I know things. Anyway. Actually playing the game I'm streaming. The temptation is there to go god mode immediately. I will not. I will resist the temptations of the flesh. And by the flesh I mean the pixels. Oh shit, no, I killed the worm! I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to kill the worm. Do that thing you do in like Minecraft houses. Make a rule so it makes it so no one can talk, just quote in there. If there was a way, I would do that. Most of the roles in the server are entirely decorative at the moment. I'll have to sort that out after the stream, I guess. Because that would be funny. Hang on, I've got... There we go. Okay, actually, that's... The Finch stuff is quite fun. I like having a little bird that just runs around hitting things for me. I know it's cheesy, but... I am the Lord of Cheese, so... In the metaphorical sense, not the literal sense, I'm a disgusting vegan. Most of the time. Oh, hang on. The pissing... Oh, the guide is being an idiot. Hang on. Send my Finch out to deal with it. Right, yeah, Stop. I keep pressing E! God damn it. In every other game, it's E. It's just in this one where it's like, nope, sorry, it's escape. Help you out, but only if you need. You are more than welcome to have a crack, but I don't know if I have any mob permissions. Yes, I do have mob permissions, but I don't remember what they are, so... yes. Actually, I have a magic mirror, which defeats the purpose of recall potions, but it's fine. I'm on journey mode, I'm exploring. So, we'll have a look in the book Reading Rainbow, and see if there's anything interesting nearby. It's really annoying with the wings. I like the wings, obviously, because they negate fall damage from what I remember. But the one thing I don't like about them in comparison to the rocket boots or the blizzard in the bottle or whatever is the fact that you are kind of automatically expending a little bit of flight by jumping from the looks of things. I've never liked that. Ooh, umbrella. Hang on, how do I... Oh, do I just hold it? Oh. Ah! Right. Okay, fair enough. I do not know these things, so... And then there's just straight up a bunch of stuff everywhere. That's nice. Ooh! Nice. Get vine rope from vines. If I have this, I guess? Do I have to hold it? Oh, hang on. Oh! I actually have to hold it. Interesting. Oh, wait, no! Ah! I see what I need to do. Bump! There we go. I've already looted that chest, haven't I? They're super OP as well. The... Yeah. I think I remember what you're talking about. The wings, I assume. The wings are very... I get why they put them in, because, you know, it's just an extra bit of jumpers. Because, again, Journey is very much like... There's no need to worry, it's all very simple, kind of, thingy. But at the same time as well, it is like, you know... Much as I'm a fan of playing on easy baby mode in games because I'm bad at games, despite being mostly a gaming streamer. I don't know where I was going with that sentence, I kind of stopped halfway through. Ooh, hello. I can hit things with the umbrella, right? Oh, it's like a dagger! Spear, sorry. Neat. It's a lot of fun. I love customization in Terraria, which is based on, like, stats and stuff like that. Ah, yeah, we have extra reach. Yes. One good thing that I love about Journey mode in comparison to Classic is I hate the tiny, tiny reach you have on all equipment. Whereas this, I love this. Give me vine rope. You know, it's just much better in my opinion. Obviously, you know, you are more than welcome to disagree. This is all just personal preference. It just fixes a couple of gameplay features I'm not a massive fan of. But still. I have to keep invent on. Oh yeah, I play peaceful in Minecraft as well sometimes if I'm just like, I want to build. I'm not a massive fan, and it's not that I don't like it necessarily, it's just it's not my preferred way to play. I'm not a massive fan of combat in games, generally speaking, which is why I tend to play Summoner in Terraria. So I can just have a thing do it for me. But yeah, that is generally... Oh, we got a snowy biome. So it's either snowy or desert on one side, and then corruption or crimson on the other. Oh, you keep inventory on? Yeah, that's fair. I don't keep inventory on, but I probably should because I die a lot anyway, even if I'm on peaceful. I'm just not very good at judging fall damage, despite it all being, like, blocks. I don't know. Maggle is not very smart. And they are alright with that. Let's see. I don't know why I'm talking about myself in the third person, it just feels right. Grumble, grumble, grumble at self. Alright. Replant the Boreal trees, because I really love Boreal wood stuff in comparison to other stuff in Terraria. Just, ow! Looks nicer. Ow! Ow! Okay, there's a multitude. I forgot. Where's my... Ah. Occasionally I'll go into Terraria with the expectation of doing like a melee build or something. I always forget to do that though, so partially my own silly fault. But yeah. Oh, it's a short sword. Interesting. You can't aim it like you can a spear, so it's functionally a short sword. Fair enough. Ooh, fallen stars! Hells yeah! Okay, 1 minute. I need to... Where's the fallen star? Where's the fallen star gone? Come here. Oh my god. So annoying. I'm trying to deal with the jump height. There is none. You can't long jump, because otherwise you end up just kind of gently flapping and doing nothing else. And I get it, you know, it's good for controlling height, but I'm so used to just jumping normally. I love playing games, but sometimes I don't want to be stressed out, but then I get so much slack for playing on peaceful, and it's like, just let me be, man. Yeah. I will never fully understand the people who, like, talk shit at people for playing games not on hard mode all the time. It's like, I understand you like having your game be a test of skill, but I like just fucking around, basically. I'm not a big fan. That's why as much as I'm sure I would absolutely love Dark Souls for the lore and stuff like that, I could never play the games, because I get frustrated easily. And that is a me issue, you know, it's absolutely nothing to do with the games, it's just a personal preference thing, I guess. Sorry to any die-hard Dark Souls fans in the chat, I'm just not a fan of difficult games, personally. I can use the Wonder Sparking as a torch, that's nice. No, I already have torches, but you know, I can use it as a torch. Oh wait, you get... hang on. One thing I do remember though from my days of sweating games, which are behind me now, is if you put the right torch in the right biome, you get a luck boost. Which I think can increase your crit chance? I don't remember. Something like that. Whee! Zipping down there. And I just remembered that my townsperson does not have a home yet, so oops. Sorry, whatever your name was. My guide is currently homeless, but I'm working on it, so it's fine. Love iron. You know, the copper tools are fine and all, but iron good. I think it's just because I'm so used to Minecraft. It's just like best material. Then I found out what the tungsten ore looked like, and I was like, oh damn, that's cool. So, yeah, tungsten good. I'll see if I can get one of my mates to join me, because I don't remember if you have to set up multiplayer worlds specifically as a multiplayer world, or if you can just open them to LAN. I don't remember. I'll find out. But it might be fun to grab a friend and stick them on there for you lot to try and backseat. Also, I'm more active on my... just completely irrelevant thought. I'm more active on my Twitter now, so you might see the actually post there. I've been meaning to post, like, live notifications there, but I just forget. So that's a fun time. Oh, hang on. I'm dealing with some ice. Nice ice. Ice, ice, baby. Among other various puns about ice. Oh, sapphires. Ooh, nice. Give me the sapphires. I'll need silver to go with them, but if I'm doing a mage summoner build, which I might... I don't know why I'm already thinking about combat, despite me talking about how I don't like the combat. Games that I tend to actually be good at, often rhythm games, are simulators. Things like Friday Night Funkin' I'm usually good at. I got so good at the Roblox version of it, he got on the leaderboard once. Nice. Yeah, I tend to be good at, like, what people would consider to be casual games. I like curating stuff over a long period of time in comparison to speedrunning or high-octane thrills. I get stressed very easily, so it's a lot nicer for me to just kind of progress through games slowly. So against like Animal Crossing and stuff like that, I really love. Excuse me, sorry. Sometimes I do get impatient with them though in time travel. I have absolutely nothing against people who time travel in Animal Crossing. I think you're just doing what you want to do with your experience, and that's fine. But yeah, you know, it's the reason why I like Minecraft so much, I think, is just because of the slow progression that you can get. If you, you know, if you're more of a person who wants to take their time with it, Minecraft does not punish you for that. And yes, I love rhythm games, even though I'm terrible at rhythm games because I have terrible hand-eye coordination. Love rhythm games. I have Rhythm Paradise, as it's called in the UK, but it's Rhythm Heaven. I've got that on my DS, and it is amazing. I love it to bits. A lot of fun. Ooh, there's a snowflakes. I can harvest that delicious fur. Oh god, what's that? And there was a trap somewhere that just went off. Trying to figure out where that is. You can whack the snowflakes and it goes absolutely flying from what I remember, but I am using a mage build, so I don't have much in the way of knockback. Ooh, hello. Teleportation, healing, flaming arrow, blizzard in a bowl! Let's go! I know it's not worth much, but it's important to me, and I've got a band of regen as well. And I might as well nick the chest, because I like looking at the chest. And the cool statue. And the paintings. And a seagull, and weird creepy hand. Oh, hang on. Oh, it's not E, it's escape, I keep forgetting, sorry. That's pretty cool looking. I'll get rid of the snow, and I'll keep the ice, because I might want it. And I'll get rid of dirt, so I can have an armed zombie. And bonk. And do I need a hand for these? I don't. Hey, hey. I'll use the magic mirror. The stupid choir one I've never been able to perfect. Yeah. I forget which one that one is. Oh! Hang on. My brain's catching up. I remember vaguely something to do with a choir minigame for Rhythm Heaven, yeah. Unless you're talking about Friday Night Funkin', I have no idea. Also have Rhythm Paradise on the dice. Yeah. The choir one. Oh, do you mean the Dazzles, or...? Because that one was a pain, to be fair. I like the fact that this is kind of swinging in the wind. I forgot that I haven't got walls on this place, so it's, you know, essentially being in the open air. 1 second, I'll fix that. I really need more stone. Oh shit, I just killed a bunny! You bastard! The Boreal wall does look pretty. But I'll do, what I tend to do is I'll just go all in on making, like, just the generic stone and wood house first, and then making stuff that's visually interesting later. Just because, you know, it's just the way that I've played Terraria up until now. Up until now, words. Hang on, I'm being harassed, give me a second. Where's the... There we go. Easy. I'll pop back the can of worms, the zombie statue, the peach. I'll keep the shine potions, the teleportation potion I'll have a crack at later. I like the fact that you can store a chest in a chest. I don't know why, that just amuses me. You gotta hold the stylus down to shut your yap. Oh, that one! Yeah, I know the one you're on about. That one was annoying. Tap to close your yap. I forget what it's called. Sorry for drumming on the desk, that must have been really loud. But yeah. That's gonna annoy me now, but I know what you're on about. I'm trying to think of its name. Glee Club, I think it was called. Something like that. The one where it's like... It was so hard for no reason. Yeah! I think it's just because of the fact that you had to tap to close your mouth instead of open it. It just, for some reason, that just made it a lot more difficult than it actually, you know, than it appeared. I liked it a lot, it was quite fun, and once I actually got the hang of it, it was a lot easier, but the whole getting the hang of, like, remembering to close your mouth rather than just have it open constantly was a bit annoying. I could never get the swipe down, but yeah. Also, Built to Scale was an S tier thing. Love Built to Scale, exactly, yes. The Philbots one I could never get down pat. Somehow I managed to get a perfect on it, I think, but it took a lot of effort. Well, not the perfect, I think I got a super. superb, that's the word. But yeah, my god. Loved Built to Scale. Especially, like, I haven't played Built to Scale 2 yet, I don't think. But that one was also really fun looking from the looks. Nice one. I might put the Finch staff away because it's getting a bit too... I feel like I'm cheating. It's weird. Like, the game gives this to you so that you can play the game a bit easier. But I'm always like, it feels like I'm playing the game because I'm used to having to go off and whack stuff myself. Yeah, that one was on... Wait, what? This is a desert now? Okay. Sure. Oh, right, there's a tiny bit of desert in the middle of it. Okay. That one I think is on the Wii, that version of Rhythm Heaven. But the Philbots one is the equivalent on DS. Unless, for some reason, they changed it in the UK with Rhythm Paradise, no clue. But yeah, Philbots always mess me up, I really struggle with that. I could never get down the timing, but I got it eventually, but it was a lot of pain. Because it's tap on beat 1, release on beat 4, when you want to tap on beat, when you want to release on beat 5. So it's, yeah. And then the one where you have to release on beat 8 as well, I forgot about that one. Yeah, the big ones that you have to release it on beat 8 rather than beat 4 always mess me up as well, because I'm like, wait, I always forget that you actually have to do that. Rhythm Heaven is a fun game though, I love Rhythm Heaven. Or Rhythm Paradise as it's called over here in the United Kingdom. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Oh! That's the Crimson, baby! Ooh! That's... that bites. That jips. Oh! Gross! I hate the noise it makes! With the dude slapping the rice balls in his mouth. Oh! Yeah. Munchie Monk. Were those rice balls? Or mochi or whatever? I don't remember. But I know what you're on about, and yes, that one was a pain in the ass. I always thought they were like dumplings. But that could have been my uneducated self. But yes, Munchie Monk was a pain in the ass. For the sake of my own sanity, I might turn off corruption spreads. But worry not, that's kind of the only power I'm going to use. Just because, you know, it's just better for me personally that way. Ow. I like the corruption is cool. I'm just a bit more of a fan of the overall, the Crimson rather. I like the kind of visceral, everything is made of blood and guts kind of stuff. I do like that a lot. But, I don't know, something about the Crimson, the corruption, it just hits different, you know? A hard radar. Detects enemies around you. Sounds good. Ooh. Well, some of those I'm aware of, yes. How far does the spark go? Ow! The face monster was interesting though, because it was a complete departure from the normal, like, dupes of stuff that was in the corruption, so I like that. The blood crawlers are also pretty cool. I don't like that you end up using the wings and the blizzard in a jar. The ping pong one was super fun though, but it was annoying. Yeah! Rhythm Rally. Loved Rhythm Rally, but I could never perfect it. It took me ages to get that superb. Hello! Dad's out in the back, so as far as I'm aware. That was my mother, for anyone wondering. I'm back at the family house. Why is there just a okay, fair enough. I shan't question the word of our great lord Terraria. But yes, sorry, I'm getting distracted now and just like zoning out in the middle of playing. I'm good at games. I'm a certified professional idiot. Okay, oh, right. Hold it to get the full effect of the wings, then tap the jump. Okay, fair enough. Rhythm Rally was so much fun, I do agree, but oh my god, it was so annoying. Oh! Glass! Hang on a minute. It just registers to me that I have sand. I can make glass, which is what I was going to try and do, and I forgot that I had sand. Ooh. Yes, don't damage yourself in the process, Maggie. That would be a good idea. That's enough. Yeah. Rhythm games. A lot of fun. Specifically because, it's a good test of skill while not being... Oh, I've never played Super Scribblenauts, but I played Scribblenauts, the original. And I thought it was pretty fun. Although I'll admit, I like the starting screen a lot better because it's just an open world sandbox. I've been meaning to play, what's it called, Scribblenauts Unlimited or something like that? The big one that was on Steam and that Arty Game played, because that one looks a lot more fun, a lot more story-driven. I've never played Super Scribblenauts, but I guess that was like a sequel to it? No clue. Or maybe it was just called Scribblenauts in the UK, and elsewhere it was something else. But the one on DS, love that one. I'd always play as the pirate or the zombie if I had the costume enabled. I actually had that Scribblenauts on card, but I lost the card, so I've totally not pirated it and put it on an R4. Don't tell the government. The DS version. Ah, it might have just been called Scribblenauts in the UK or Super Scribblenauts in the US. There's regional differences, of course. But yes, I love that game. It was a lot of fun. Or maybe Super Scribblenauts was the sequel that I've just never heard of. It's certainly possible. But yes, good game. Very good game. It's, not aged well in comparison to the other version of it, which is Scribblenauts Unlimited, I believe it's called. But, like, no game ages well in comparison to its sequels, if it's got a good sequel, so... It was quite nostalgic looking back on it, though. Quite fun. So, yeah. I'm not that mad. Boop. Oh, the bird is stuck. You alright there? Come here. There you go. Okay, have fun. Oh no, don't. Horrible, man. I like the fact that the blocks kind of meld into each other now. I think that's neat. Do like the big old squares and then hammer them out. Be fun. I'd pull a document and the husband would have to go into debt and I'd be rich. Oh! I missed the first comment. It was so funny because I would make roleplays where I was a mother and I'd kill the baby and I'd play as a cheerleader or the lawyer and I'd make a house and everything. I'd pull out a document and the husband would have to go into debt and I'd be rich. Jesus Christ. Okay, fair enough. You have an interesting mind, my friend, but I can't complain because I was probably the same. Most of the time I'd just spawn vehicles and have a fly around. I liked flying in games as a youngling. I'm ruined forever now in regards to, like, referring to myself not as a child but as other stuff. Because as I've gotten older and I've realised I'm non-binary, my family, specifically my mum, has found some very, very creative... You were very perceptive as a child, fair enough. But yeah, my mum found some very interesting and creative things to call me on texts and stuff like that, so we'd like talk to each other through text, just giving like life updates and stuff like that while I was off at uni. And some of the stuff that she'd text back would be like, "Love you, beloved Spawn," and I love that so much, beloved Spawn. No, I can't not refer to myself as anything weird like that, like Sproggles or something. Child of Mine was a very simplistic one, but yes. Beloved Spawn was one I was not expecting, but absolutely sent me when I heard. Is that... it's so hard to tell if I've done this evenly or not, but we'll find out. Nope. Cool. I just accidentally locked myself in. It's funny, because I'd also play as like a poor storekeeper in a kingdom, and then I'd suddenly get a document saying you were the real king, and then you were evil, and use the time machine to banish yourself and then plot your revenge, you'd always win. That's interesting. Like, doing self-sabotage time machine stuff? That sounds like a really interesting plot for a story or something. I wish I had the mind that Child U apparently had, because that sounds like a lot of fun, actually. That's not... Oh, it's not even... I'm upset. My disappointment is immeasurable, my day is ruined. I've gotta, like, redo this bit, and it has to be moved across by a block or something. It's trying to figure out what's wrong with the build while you're building is a pain in the booty. Yeah, okay, that's even. Okay, we're good. Now it's time to hammer everything out. If I can find its escape. Alright, hammer's there. I'm good at remembering things. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2. There we go! Oh, that's overhanging by a bit, I think. It's so hard to tell. I'm very good at remembering. Ow, how I did things. I don't have my wand of sparking on. Oh no! I could use the hammer, but that thing is so slow. 1 second. For some reason that looks uneven, but I know it's fine. It's weird. Yeah, no, it's perfectly fine. Okay. Brain's just being odd. Don't know why. Wand of sparking. There we go. Hang on. Oh. There we go. Wicked. You'd have friends, but you're also content playing by yourself, and when you were by yourself you had banger pretend sessions. You were always sailing across the ocean to save the princess. Always lost a leg, but somehow saved her anyway. Like, just a torso, no legs. Oh dear, nice. Oh yeah, I had a lot of fun playing around as a kid. I was the exact same, you know. It wasn't so much that I didn't have friends, because I absolutely had friends, but I just liked playing around on my own. To a degree, as a youngling. So that was what I'd do most of the time. Most of the time I'd just pretend I was a fucking ninja or something and start... Ow. Sorry, I just had a full, like, leg twitch there and I don't know what happened. I think I'm good. I think I'm alright. I might... Ooh, I can make a yo-yo. I might have to run across and get the idiot some doors so that he can enter and leave. Something's knocking at the door. Somebody's ringing the bell. Wooden platform. Ah! But yeah, no, I know what you mean. As a kid, it's not so much that you're lonely or whatever, it's just that you just like playing with yourself. That sounds wrong, but you get what I mean. That's not a wall, that's just stone. Well done, Naggle. Do I have any stone wool? I have 1! Excellent. I'll make 4. I can get a rain hat. Oh my god. Okay, 1 second. I'm also gonna pop that randomly. Where's my wand of spark? No, I keep moving my wand of sparking. I keep thinking it's just a stick. Did I get a rain hat? Ah, oh, sadness I didn't. But you'll get rain zombies frequently, so it's good. Ah, Pinky! Holy shit! Has the spawn rate of Pinky gone up in recent years? Because I swear I get like 10 of them in each playthrough. Oh, my wand of sparking is just shooting out blanks because I've got bloody rain. Oh, ow! Hello, sir. No rain hat. Disappointing. Lily's Pet Shops. Yes, I remember those very well. I never had them myself, but they were definitely like a big thing amongst the kids of my youth, of my era. Oh! I'm not interested in the regular zombies, although they can get shackles out of them and they're good early armor, but... Sorry about that. Ooh. Pink gel. Oh, that's the bouncy stuff. Yeah. That'd be useful. There we go. Organize. And break the fourth wall and become a god overseeing the kingdom and they worshipped you. I feel like, yeah, I feel like a lot of kids had that, like, omniscient... want to be the, omniscient ruler of some kingdom or another, if they were, like... Not so much a loner kid, necessarily, but, you know, you get what I mean. I want to make, like, rafters. I don't know if that would be possible. Given the circumstances of the making of this. Oh, no, I don't need to do that. Okay. There's probably some bits sticking out there, but that's okay. I'll deal with that later. But there we go. There's a little place. I need to make a chair. Move a bit to the right. Chair. And then probably make like a boreal wood candle or something. Just to go with it. There we go. I'll make rafters, because it's just, I want this place to look kind of like a real area you could be in. I don't know. That sounds weird, but hopefully get it. Hammer. It is hammer time. Well, it didn't really work, but you see, it's fine, it looks alright. But there you go, he now has an official place to stay, and therefore, hopefully, Barbies and sort their limbs. Meet me on the floor in organised piles. Okay, that's a bit strange. But, you know, who am I to judge as far as it goes? I wasn't exactly the most neurotypical of children either, so... There we go, lovely. Rain zombie, give me your hat. I have a shackle. Oh, come on. I'll take the shackle, but I'm not happy about it. I'm gonna make a furnace as well. I might as well stick that in the corner. It's got the look of a grandiose mansion in the sense that I've got a chandelier and like a second floor, but it's not. I also really need to organise this place. It's got no kind of sense of organisation. And that's on me. But yeah. Also, because I've got gold coins now immediately. Which means I can focus on making a house for the merchant. I'm not doing arranged, so... Okay, so build the potion is fine, I'll have that. I wanna space the stuff out. Just know if I was a serial killer, you'd at least be organised. Well, that's a fair point. I'm glad you would be organised. Oh man, that just sent me back. I've been watching a lot of, what's he called? Shrouded Hand recently. There's a lot of very, like, meticulous serial killers out there. Shrouded Hand is a lad from up north, I believe. I don't... Sadly, as much as I like to grandiose about, like, haha, people don't know English accents, I don't know English accents much as well. I at least have an excuse that I've been in Norfolk almost my entire life. But, yeah. Keep that in the bin slot, because then I can actually do something with it. Hang on, can I... Whoop. Okay, sweet, I can do that. I need... How much is it for... Okay, 3, and I have 12. Okay, sweet. I didn't lose a slot, that's good. Oh. Oh, you are, gentlemen. Let me get the nice chest in. and then I'll entertain you. There we go. Any rain hats? No. Sadness. Side profiles suck. Are you drawing at the moment? Because, yes, I agree, side profiles are a pain. I didn't even have the Finch staff in my possession, yet the Finch was still there. Fair enough. Oh, I can duplicate it. I won't, but I can. And I'll do the vine rope because I like to make tree houses for myself and the dryad. So, alright, I'm gonna go exploring off to the right. When I come back, hopefully the guide should spawn in the house, so that he won't have to go around running around, being annoying. Yeah, I need to work on them, that's fair. But no, I do agree with you. Side profiles are horrendous. Ooh. So, it's cool. I'm thinking, my mind's on herbal tea right now. I couldn't tell you why, besides I just have an obsession. But I'm thinking about, apparently there's this one person who like went to a tea shop, I assume it's a bubble tea shop, and just pronounced jasmine tea as Yasmin, and I can't stop thinking about that. It was a story that was told on, like, YouTube stories, so it's not going to be that. YouTube shorts, sorry. They're all the exact same. But there was a story told on YouTube shorts, which was YouTube's answer to TikTok, as I'm sure you're aware. So I don't know the verity of it, but if true, why? Oh, hello. Woo! Give me the rain hat. Give me a sou'wester. Aww. It's always sad whenever they don't give you the thing you want. Hello? Hello? Aw, no sou'wester. Sadness. But yeah, no, that's valid. It's okay to trace references. A lot of people in the art community had a stick up their ass about tracing for a while. Not as in, like, taking someone else's work and saying it's your own, but just generally tracing at all. But it's fine. People who get, you know, worked up over it don't understand art. So, as long as you credit where you got the reference from, I don't think it matters too much unless someone said don't trace it, but then there's just general decency in it. That's an entirely different thing to, you know, tracing like a head to understand how the head works. Because I had to do that for the I Am the Man drawing. I know you've seen it, Curse Bananas, it was in the art channel. But I had to figure out, what do you expect me to do? Magically know how to draw lines exactly. I need to trace over the face to understand the proportions and how they function. How they work in comparison. Just how they work, you know? Oh, I'm in the crimson. Okay, I moved too far. I went into the far lands, lads! But, no, yeah, I think it's silly. I think it's silly that people expect you to just magically understand how this stuff works. Without, you know, any way of, you know, drawing it to figure out. Banana split, ooh. But yeah, you know. Sorry, you can probably hear that rattle, that was me, shifting. Is this the very pyramid right? I'll have a look. But I had to trace over so many head references for that, for the I Am the Man drawing. It was painful. There was like at least 3, and for me, who doesn't normally use references, that was a lot. But yeah, I don't know. The greater art community should not be so upset at people tracing over, like, references for poses for heads, but I don't know. They are. I don't know what to tell yous. Now you might be wondering, Maggle, how are you going to get back? Well, I have my magic mirror, so it's fine. Partially I was saying that to myself because I realised I almost forgot it. Now I imagine there's going to be some enemies and bosses and stuff in here, so expect me to die a lot. I'm guessing this is akin to the dungeon, but not. I'm going to nick the banners because they look nice. Nice. Let's see. Ooh, herbs. And a sandstorm in a bottle. Ooh, I've got two different aesthetics. Look at me. I'll get rid of the wings, because the fledgling wings are a bit annoying sometimes. Which I know is heresy to a degree, but, you know, shush. So I don't have to just know how to draw in school doesn't even help me with that. I never took art, but from my friends who did, they said good. And by friends, I mean just Moss. Moss took art for GCSE, and ended up having to do a 10-hour exam where they just had to crochet. Oh, not crochet, they had to stitch. Oh my god, rolling cacti. And apparently it was hell, and they are glad they never had to do it again. So, yeah. If you want to get into art for like GCSE or A-level, my advice from my friends was don't. So, I'm not. And you are more than welcome to not either. There's 16 enemies nearby. Oh my god. But scarab bombs, though. Alright, I'll move. Fine. There's chittering in my ears. I don't like it. Yes, I've heard it's garbage cursed bananas. And yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. Because in a similar vein, I took computer science in GCSE and it did not help me a jot, so... Well, it did because I'm learning coding, but at the same time as well it didn't because a lot of the stuff I learned was mostly just to pass an exam, as is the case a lot of the time whenever you're doing some form of study. In a professional academic sense, you will end up inevitably just doing it to pass an exam, which sucks, but is the world we live in, so... It shouldn't be, but... at the moment, I am too sleepy to do anything about it. That's the one thing that really annoys me, is like, I want to get into politics and stuff like that, because I do have very strong stances on the select few topics, but I'm just too tired. If I ever try and do politics, and by that I mean like get involved. Ooh, Flixer. Okay, yeah, I did actually get Flixer. But sorry, I got distracted. But if I ever do try and get into that kind of stuff, I end up just getting tired and frustrated. Like, just generally. So it's best for me to not. It's, you know, it's nobody's fault but my body's really, so who... You know, 'tis all on me, mostly. That was an oxymoron of a statement. It's all on me, mostly. But you get what I mean. Ah, I didn't get the cool umbrella. Sad. I've got to actually check and make sure that the house I made is not invalid housing. It should be fine, but I don't know now, and it's worrying me. I'll just use regular wood for the floor. I'll make it look pretty later. I just need it to be valid housing for the time being. Oh my god, there's a gap! Oh, and I got rid of all my stone. I'm good at games. Okay. Housing query. This room is too small. Okay. What if, instead of me doing it like this, I did it like... Ah! There we go. Doesn't look nice at the moment. I can work on that. I accidentally hit the wall. Maggle is good at things, trust me. So... Oh, there. wall. And then whack that there. There's a gap, but I can fix that later with the, oh my god, addition of some walls behind this, so I'll just take them out. There we go. And put the little stone back, and then hammer it again. And then grab the wall again. My school, when I took art, they only did realism, and if you didn't do that, they'd yell at you. They also did it where all you did was just learn about different art eras. Yeah, art schools in general, or schools in general really, tend to be very picky about what kind of art they want to teach you. And most of the time it is realism and colour theory, and that's kind of it. And you know, it is good to get a grasp on the fundamentals before you have a crack at anything else, but when it comes at the expense of all other forms of art, then that's when I start to have an issue with it. You know, it's good to try, but being so persnickety about it is not going to get you anywhere in particular. But yeah, there we go. Made a little house. Check to make sure it is valid. Yay! Alright, the guide has a place to stay. Look at me go. I'm gonna get more stone, fix that floor. Or actually, I might knock out the floor and replace it with a different... No, I'll get more stone. It's alright. Well, I've always been a cartoon anime artist, and that's where you're comfortable. You don't want realistic proportions, goddammit, you want big eyes and unrealistic faces. Well, that is true. It's the whole thing, and I don't want to start spouting, like, anti-anime bullshit, because, like, you know, anime is a totally valid style to draw in, because otherwise, what the fuck is happening to Japan? But it is good to get a grasp of realism before you start pushing the boundaries, because sometimes you can just know... If you don't fully understand, like, anatomy, then you don't sometimes you don't fully understand how to push it. It's perfectly fine to get your start... Actually, it's recommended to get your starts in, you know, doing cartoons and realism in tandem, so that way you don't forget one over the other. But, yeah, it is good to get a basic grasp of, like, realism and anatomy, but it's not a requirement necessarily, it's just recommended, basically. You don't have to go around doing nothing but studies of the human form all your life. I've survived perfectly fine doing very minimal studies of the human form. And while my art has suffered a bit, or my improvement has slowed in comparison to some other artists, it's the pace I'm comfortable with and it's the style I'm comfortable using, so... There's no need to push yourself unnecessarily. If you're not happy with what you're doing, you're not happy with what you're doing, so... And if you're happy, then you're happy, so... Who cares? Unless you're looking for actual, like, professional art careers or whatever, and you need a diverse portfolio, I'd just say draw whatever you want to draw. In a similar vein to writing as well, I write as a hobby. Just, again, character stories. Nothing too special. But, I've settled in my zone of, like, dialogue and the occasional horror and action. And that's mostly where I stand, and that's mostly where I'm comfortable. But if I wanted to go into, like, professional careers doing not just, like, games journalism, which is what I'm half tempted to do by this point, if I want to do something like dramatic writing for, like, a novel or something, I'd have to diversify my skills a bit. But I'm perfectly content just writing the equivalent of fanfiction for my own characters, essentially. Not to say that fanfic is automatically poor quality, it's absolutely quality. But yeah. I write sometimes as well. Mostly write lines that I think hit different. That's valid. I'm kind of in a similar spot. I like to write stuff that is interesting to me, and I don't really give a shit about, like, if other people enjoy it. I'm at that stage where I want to write more... Because I like fantasy, I've always liked fantasy, I've always liked magic. Which was unfortunate when I discovered that one of my sort of authors that I liked as a child was an overall massive dick face. But we won't get into that today. But yeah, you know, They who shall not be named, and I only use gender-neutral pronouns because they shall not be named. Yeah, you know. I'll use boreal wood for this next house. I think there's also a mixed wood thing that I can do as well. Yeah. Which it's weird looking back on their stuff now and like seeing the signs really early on and being like, oh shit, this was a thing before. Oh, I didn't even notice that. When you jump with the sandstorm in a bottle, it spins you. That's cool. I like that. But like, yeah, looking back on it now with the knowledge that we have, and then realizing that the signs were there all along, going, oh, fuck. You know, it is a bit annoying, but oh well. I was a child, I couldn't fucking see the signs of the neoliberal. But yeah, I'm at that stage now of wanting to write more, like, I don't know if magical realism is the correct term, but like proper like fantasy magic styling for varying different things, mostly for... I think I'm interested in the boreal wood and sandstone. I might have a crack at that. Sorry, speaking to myself as I talk, as I work on housing. Like, I want to do, like, how... I want to do, like, talking jam jars and stuff like that, you know? The classic, like, kids' fantasies type stuff. I really want to do that. But the issue is, I don't know how. But I'm looking into it. I'm working on it. Owning all of my decisions, like the hashtag girl boss that I am, etc, etc. I'm not even a girl, so I don't know how I'd be a girl boss. Don't question the Lord. Can I make oh, I need ice torches, don't I? Well. I don't have ice, do I? I put it down in the bin. Okay, I'll go out and grab more. Oops, sorry, if you can hear me clanking around, I'm just shifting in my chair. But yeah, sorry. Halfway through talking, I just stop sometimes. But yeah, I don't know. Bit irritating, but, you know, it's, you know, sorted out now. Oh, didn't mean to do that. We know that they're a massive dick face, and most of the people who initially accepted them have kind of come to realise that there's not much point, because they don't want to be accepted, they want to commit crime. Well, not commit crime, but more whinge about cancel culture. Gaslighter, gatekeeper, girl bosser, yeah, exactly. I'm trying not to do the exact same house again, but with the different skin. But, so I might do like a half-gabled roof, or like a curved roof. Or actually, I know what I'll do. Similar thing as before, but it's all boreal wood. If I can find the boreal, here we go. And it's a thick, more of an overhang on the roof. Which might be a pain in the ass to get under and over, we'll have to find out. And then, again, same vague idea. Oh, poo. Can you see, Kitty Winks, what I've managed to do wrong here? But yeah, you know, the world hath moved on. We've got better authors, obviously, with Pratchett and stuff like that. Dungeons and Dragons books are also pretty good if you want to learn how to flavour your world with various different things, especially when it comes to magical realism or things akin. But I want to do like a cool, like a Baba Yaga type character who just has like talking objects in a house and sentient magic items. I think that's neat, personally. That's where my tastes lie, and that's what I want to write. So I'm working on like a secondary story to do with one of my characters from the world that you know a lot about. Like a house that looks like a bomb. Ooh, that would be good. If I get more like metal type objects, I'll definitely do that. Or I'll do that for Demolitionist. My wand of sparking is in my inventory, like an idiot. The fool that I am. Anyways. You'll never believe what my brain just said. You'll never believe your eyes of 10 million fireflies, whatever the fuck else they said, I don't remember. You would not believe your eyes. You would not believe your eyes. Your eyes you would not believe. You would not believe your eyes. You'd not believe your eyes. I'm going insane. I don't know what I'm attempting to achieve besides just making a fucking house as per usual. So, don't expect anything of quality to come out of my mouth or this build. I'll be surprised if anything of quality comes out of this build, I'll be perfectly real. But hopefully it'll look nice at least. That appears to have worked. Oh, I might have to remove that tree if I want to add the overhang on the side. Oh no, it's alright. And then it splits off down here. And we get kind of a... Yeah, and then it goes like... Okay. I remember how I did this now. I might actually just pop it there and then remove the extra block from this side. Well, blocks. I think it looks a bit nicer. Yeah, okay. And then obviously hammer out the overhang to make it look a bit more natural. Oh, hello. Did a little weed just grew. That was cute. So, we're just gonna ignore the zombie for the time being. Ah! Okay. Sorry, if I'm getting louder, it's because I'm leaning in, because I can't see. What have I just done? Okay. There we go. Oh, for goodness sake. Hang on. Let me turn my screen up. Screen brightness up so I can actually see what the hell I'm doing. If 10 million... Oh my gosh. Break down your door as you fell asleep. That's just the intruder from Observation Duty. TBH. Did I just... Okay. Good old Nakey Jakey. I'm gonna play the other Observation Duty games if I get the chance and have them. The temptation is very much there. So you'll be seeing another round of Jakey yet. It'll be fun, I'm sure. The temptation is there to just beam this guy over the head with my my wand of sparking. Ah, fuck it, why not? There we go. Problem solved. How have I managed that? Okay. One moment. Hang on. It's impossible to see what I'm doing. Has that fixed it? That's fixed it. Okay, good. Woo! How many zombies are there? Oh, there's only 2. Oh no, there's 3. Lovely. Took you 2 hours, but you have done it. Woo! Very proud of you. I don't know what you've done, but well done. For doing it, I guess. Other way. That's the wrong way. Something that annoys me. I know it's very easy to understand when you actually understand it, but I do not understand it. That is the problem. I might as well... Oh, I did it in the exact same place, because I am just reusing the exact same house design, but in a different font, quite literally. Okay, that's just gonna have to happen forever. Excellent. I need to... Oh, there we go. There we go. I might make this a bit more naturalistic. in which case I'll probably remove the sandstone floor and replace it with something else. Like maybe leaves if I get the opportunity. Wow, 5 enemies in there. I'm somehow not surprised. Warning, this video contains a toad voice. Okay. Sorry. Notification just popped up over the stream for me of this video contains a toad voice. Hello! Mario! That isn't really Toad, is it? What voice I just did. It's kind of screaming. You gotta kind of gargle a bit if you want to do a good Toad impression, but I have to draw bodies from the side. Oh god, yeah. I always end up making them accidentally look like dolls because I'm just not good at drawing bodies from the side. The main thing is just don't panic. You'll get there eventually. Whee! I love the little spinny from doing the blizzard, the sandstorm in a bottle. And the fact it gives you a bit of a movement speed boost. Anyway, I'm gonna actually use the fallen stars for something instead of just hoarding them. There we go. Nice. Just out of reach, come on. Got it. There we go. Sweet. Did only take you 2 hours to figure out the face from the side. Oh joy! Oh yeah, that's gonna be a pain, isn't it? Yeah, I've got to figure out how to properly draw a waistcoat, because otherwise I'm going to end up suffering when I want to draw any of my characters from the side, really. But mostly the obvious one. But yeah, I'll get used to it inevitably, but it's just a pain. I love the spin. Whee! Spin. Oh! I can make a chimney. It's entirely decorative, but I can make a chimney! There you go. Chimney. Chimney acquired! Oh, I wanted to make rafters as well. Oh, I might have to remove the rope. That'd be a shame. Oh no, the rope is able to float in midair. Sweet. But I wanted to make like a... Okay, that didn't work. Makes a nice decorative pattern though, I guess, but that's not what I wanted to do. Let's do... Oh, it just solidified. Excuse me as my voice just dies. There we go. There we go. Okay, that's kind of getting close. If I hammer these back into that shape, there we go. Rafters. Hey, look at me go. So then basically just this top part of the house is entirely decorative. But it looks cool, so who cares? Alas, I mean, but... Oh... It pains me so that that is the immediate comparison that people make, but I can't get upset because I haven't done anything to make his design... Well, I have, but it didn't work. People just kept comparing him. Any OC with a black and red design in formal wear, everyone's like, hee hee, Alistair. And you know what, that's, you know... fair, I guess. I would make an Edward Cullen joke, really, but... There we go, okay. Whee! Oh. I'm gonna hate this coming back through this area, but shh, it's fine. Maybe differently, maybe a tree growing out of his head. Well, that doesn't really make sense though for the story. And like, it's not as if... You know, it's not as if he's identical. There's very different design elements in the both of them. It's just... people see red and black and formal wear and go, ah, that thing. You know, it's alright, I guess, you know, it's in people's nature to seek patterns. It's just a bit irritating sometimes. You can't make a simple design without people trying to compare it to another simple design, so there's no use in me grumbling about it. He's got an entirely different motif and everything. He's got, like, bats and stuff. Yeah, you know. I tried to draw on that kind of, entire weird movement of people, like, trying to make characters look pretty by just whacking a suit on them and going, there you go, and people actually falling for it. In the metaphorical and literal sense. In the romantic and, falling for the joke kind of way. And then because I did that and then made him red, everyone's like that one guy from The Thing, like the Blorbo from my shows. Blue hair and a yellow hoodie, people say they look like a gender bent Caroline. Oh, yeah, true. It is always... What the hell was that? I heard a slam! That was very much in-game because it was exclusively my left ear. I have no idea what that was. But yeah, you know, people will make comparisons to things all the time. There's not much you can do to stop them, really. Oh, look at that little slime go. Whee! And the other slime. I don't remember if you can get anything from windy events, but they're fun. Yeah, people are weird sometimes about that. Like, oh, like the Blorbo from my shows, and you're like, no, not the Blorbo from your shows, and then they're like, oh, but it is the Blorbo from my shows because I said so, and it's like, no! That's not how any of this works. Alright, there we go. Snow bricks go into the wall, so that it can kind of look a bit like tutoring. It's not quite the same, but it's what I can do. And I don't think it melts in this, so that should be fine. And now that I have ice torches, I can make Boreal wood stuff, so that's nice. No ice. Yeah. Anyway, just completely just lost track of what I was doing, so just so concentrated, like lost in the building source. Should be enough to cover the roof, I think. And any extras... can go, back into just being regular old brick, you know? 'Tis fine. I need a window for this and the other place, and now I have bloody hell. I have... Give my brain a second to catch up. Please hold, Maggle is thinking. Sand! Christ! I have sand, so there we go. Iron brick, grey brick. Oh, I don't have sand in the chest. I have it. I don't have sand in my inventory. I have it in the chest, and I'm gonna explain it. Give me glass, please. Thank you. There we go. 6, just for the sake of having it be even. I might try and do a skylight in that building, actually. Or in that building. That would make more sense, wouldn't it? There we go. Have the skylight be on the left. Don't worry, I'm not dismantling your home for nothing. There we go. And hammer in the morning, hammer in the evening, all over this land. Hammer out danger, hammer out a warning, hammer out love between your brothers and your sisters all over this land. Shout out if you get that. I'm so sorry, you also went to a Christian school like me. Oh, I can make, like, vertical half walls from what I remember, so I might have a crack at that, actually. Because, just to help thin the place out a bit, you know what I mean? We shall see. Okay, cool, got it. Hahaha, no house man. Yeah, probably grumble for not having valid housing for this guy, despite it being technically valid. Or the game just automatically replaces him in this house instead of the default one, which I always put the guide in the, like, stone and wood house. I don't know why. It's just a tradition to stick them in the most boring house I have. Like any Terraria player kind of has this, because he's the most disposable. Quite literally. Spoilers for Terraria, I guess. I need to get around quicker, honestly. Oh. There we go. Nice. Whee! I love doing Summoner in Terraria. Just, I've probably already said this stream, but it's just good for, like, I can't be asked to do this thing, and servant do it for me. Except your servant is your funky little, magical creature friend. And you just need to keep out of the way and keep your mana up, basically. It's fun. I remember I had a God mode world for a while, just because I like fucking around in God mode. And that was the major thing I'd do, was like get summoner items and just have a troop of little spiders or whatever following me around. It was a lot of fun. Anyway, why are they so hard? Eyes! Eyes! Yeah, eyes. Pain in the ass. Pain in the eye, if you will. He-hoo. Yes. Never understood how people can draw eyes so easily. It's so much work. I want to try and, you know, avoid same face syndrome, as they put it in the artist spheres, by doing, like, different eyes, different chin shapes for each of my characters, you know, different way of smiling. But I'll end up, like, drawing this character's eyes in a very specific way, going, ooh, that looks really good, and then never being able to replicate it correctly. You were there for the drawing stream where I tried to draw Bee's VTuber model, which I still haven't rigged. It's been over a month. Oops. And you saw me struggling to draw the eyes in both the sketch and lining. It's just hell. It's a hell that I have created for myself by giving him weird eyes. Leave. Why am I leaving? Oh. Hang on. Oh, I've done— ah! I did not mean to do that. How do I— okay. Personal powers menu is C. Got it. Did not know. Okay. We now have 29 snow bricks. That should be at least enough to cover the floor. And that's all I need it for, so it's fine. There we go. And it kind of sort of looks like it's been tutored. So that was the effect I was going for, so it works. I might actually move the chandelier inside this place because it works a lot better, just generally speaking. There we go. I'll also get rid of the vine rope and just have this bit be a closed off, just ceiling space that's entirely there for decorative purposes. That's when I first joined one of your streams. It was indeed, yes. I do remember. It was a lot of fun, and I do want to do more drawing streams, but at the moment I am away from my tablet, sadly. As much as I'd love to, I cannot. Pop down one of these fellas as well. I always love the statues in these games. Need the chandelier, please and thank you. And in its place, I will stick down... Need the workbench. Hello. Sir, thank you. I'll also grab some stone walls because I need them for... You can see the little gap there that I was initially covering with the chandelier. I'll put down a nice... We've already got a candle. I'll put down like a palmwood lantern. Go on then. And do I have any stone on me? I don't have any stone on me. Okay, I'll just have to deal with the gaps, sorry mate. It's not calling it invalid housing now, so it's fine. There we go, that's just so you can see. And then stick the chandelier in here. This place feels a lot more cold because it's all boreal and snow. But hopefully it'll be more cozy when I add decorations. We'll find out. Like a stranger low-key though, but it makes sense. Isn't that was almost a month ago? It was, yeah! That's at least like over 14 days because the archive's gone from Twitch. Yeah! It's neat that you're here though. I think that was near-ish Valentine's Day because I remember doing the teacup stream and then in the same week or like a similar week I was doing the drawing stream because I had to like cool down from another stream I was doing with Moss. One of the streams where we went nuts over golf with your friends, but that wasn't the Katrina stream, I think. Not sure. But yeah. You still feel like a stranger low-key though. To be fair, there hasn't been a lot in the way of like activity or fandom on the way of this this channel, so you might not know a lot generally about me just because I keep forgetting to say things, you know. But I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that Nia is here. If you're lurking, Nia, I'm glad you're here. But yeah. February 24th. It's been over a month. Holy hell. God damn. Yes, thank you everyone for following and watching. It means a lot to me. And I appreciate you all greatly. We're on like a lot of followers. I'm nearly at the goal. I'm very happy about that. And I hope everyone here is willing to join me in my journey towards doing streaming in general. If I'm able to be affiliate and do this full time, that would be awesome, but I am, you know, obviously not expecting it. And if I'm stuck at like 25 followers or whatever I'm on right now, 39 followers, then I'm more than happy to stay there because I'm just happy I've managed to get this far at all. And you've attended every stream. You have! You've been a top chatter. Well done, Cuss Bananas. I'm very happy to have you here. So long as you keep enjoying the streams, I will keep enjoying streaming. And the same goes for basically everyone in chat, really. As long as you keep watching, I'll keep streaming. And even if you don't watch, I'll probably keep streaming anyway, fuck it. It's just nice. Having a crack at some banter while playing games, it's fun. Ooh, there's a bong statue and whatever this thing is. I think it's a piano. Oh, that's an anvil. Okay. Oh, right, it's because there was a gap in the wall there. It looked like something else. Because it's, you know, underwater and in the dark. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Oh. Spiky boy. Ooh, tungsten. Hello. Pop that down. There we go. There's only a little bit of it, but it's still there. And we're going to mine it. Whoop, there we go. Balls. Hey, Nia. I don't know, it's funny to think you only joined the stream because it looked professional, and it was small and just looked cozy. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I like making pretty things, which I guess probably makes my streams look a bit professional, trademark. Because I draw all my assets and stuff like that, and, well, they're not, you know, a lot of them are quite scuffed. That's just because I like, you know, keeping the same vibe overall, even if that's a very cursed one. I'm just talking out my arse at the moment. I'm just kind of not talking and making any sense, but hopefully my nonsensical ramblings mean something to yous. Hopefully we can get the merchant in. I might have to talk to the guide a bit first. Yep. 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 Okay. So, I'll check back in there, make sure, see if the housing is suitable. If it is, sweet. If it isn't, I'll have a go at figuring out why it isn't. Because sometimes the game just doesn't tell you, because it's just an other reason. This housing is suitable. Sweet! We might have a... Don't regret taking a chance. Legit, you think if you had channel points right now, you probably have time. Honestly, you would, yes. If I were to be affiliate, definitely channel points would go towards something interesting. I don't know what yet, but... sources do trust me, but, you know. I'll try and have a crack at doing something that, you know, if you have a lot of channel points, you can redeem. I really want to get, like, a painting or something in here, because it's quite blank at the moment. There's not really much I can do. Oh well. Oh, I kept the torch on the ground by accident. Ooh! Fallen star. Hello, sir. Thank you. But yeah, follow me on twitch.tv/magpiespookymoon, I guess, if you want more of me forgetting to speak while playing games. And occasionally drawing if I have my tablet nearby. Yeah. Join my Discord as well if you want. Self-promo over, I'm gonna keep playing the game. Whoop! Hello. I can get the outfit from these zombies sometimes, if I'm lucky. And I think it's actually 1 armor point, so that's cool. Give me your stars, goddammit. I feel like blimmin' Nemesis. Stars. There we go. Got it. Sicken him. You're also in your walls. I already knew this. Yes. You and Moss are just in the walls constantly. I need a prompt, like a channel point redeem or something, or an emote that's something to do with I am in your walls. Seeing as that's become the meme. Meme of the day, besides calling me silly names. Like Magpie. Hello. Oh god, the face monster is fucking vile, look at that. Ew. You're in the balls, you're in the walls, you're in my stalls, I don't know. When the night calls, you... When night falls, you sit in my walls. There we go. Rhyming is good. I know how to play them. Oh god. Hello. Oh hey, it's a dungeon. Enter the gungeon, baby. I want to take that 6-pack lamp actually, that magic potion bottle looking thing. I want that. And I'll have to check again how to get Water Bolt without defeating fucking Skeletron. I almost called him Skeletor. Like, if I need anything for it, or if I can just run through and hope the Guardians don't get me immediately. I remember what the book looks like vaguely. It's like a thick tome with 2 red stripes on it. I don't want to fall down too far because I'll end up getting got by the guardians. But I don't think it spawns at this depth anyway, so that's alright. I'll have a crack later. But Water Bolt is really good if you're doing a mage build, so... Even if you're not, if you just have more than, like, 2 mana stars, then 'tis good. You're everywhere. You are, yes. How you doing there, old fella? God damn, okay. Really just gonna go out and call me a fucking worthless piece of shit, huh? I mean, you're right that I'm weak, but can you word it a bit nicely? Okay, let's place the... oh, the king statue looks too depressing. I must have a somewhere that I can just whack in there for some visual flavour. Because I don't have any materials to make like the sawmill or whatever at the moment, so... Or maybe I do. I have some iron. I could use that, I guess. Alright. Check the chest, shove everything in there. Get out my iron, and I've got wood. Plenty of wood. Haha. Already got iron tools, so it's fine. Do I want to make a Boreal chest? It does look a bit nicer. I'll get a Boreal wood chest in there. And I don't have the option to make the sawmill as of right now, so I'm assuming that is locked off to me. Fair enough. I don't remember how you get the option to make the sawmill. I think it requires some townspeople to move in or whatever. Don't remember. But either way, don't have it yet, so... No use, belly aching over it. Damn, he did us dirty there. Yeah. Called me a naughty thing. Oh, there you go, you can see all the achievements that I have not gotten so far. I have done some, obviously. You can see some of the god mode ones that I've done as well. But yeah. I've never gone as far as the Terra Blade or anything like that. I really should have, because I've been playing the game for a hot minute, but honestly, I can't be arsed. Anyone who has made the Terra Blade and things like that, bloody well done. I do not have the mental energy to. Not as of right now, at least. If I get to do the series for long enough of me just fucking around in Terraria, then maybe. We shall see. I might put crimson torches in the roof to make it look spookier. Looks like eyes is watching forever. Come on. Do the thing. There we go. It looks like a face. Oh, I'm sorry I hit the thing. I did not mean to hit the wall. Okay. There we go. And there's a... crap, never mind. It's fine. Alright, sweet. So we've got, lovely little houses. One for the guide, one for the merchant. Little bit in the bottom there for myself. We're doing pretty good so far. How do I track the merchant? Alright, I'll work on making more houses and, run back and forth exploring. And then I might call it there, to be honest. It's been a nice stream, it's been nice to just chill out and talk at the microphone and vaguely at the game. And I'm glad that everyone's been joining and having a good time, at least, hanging around and chat. Oh, there's the merchant! Hey! The second I'm like, I'll go out and do stuff to attract him, he just pops in. Alright. I guess I had to go and explore beyond the bounds of, the town, as it were. Makes sense. So there we go. We'll go say hi to the merchant, who has already spawned inside his house. Lovely. Boop boop. Boop. Oh, I love the background. The background's so cute. How you doing there, Alfie? Well, sadly I am, so what are you gonna do, Binch? I've got plenty of money, so... Grab that. Grab... Piggy bank. And, I might get a pylon, but I can't be arsed. As of right now, I don't need one, so I'll, keep it out of the way. I've covered a page in a sketchbook with random doodles and it looks like a mess. That's what all of my sketchbook looks like, to be fair, so... 'Tis fine. Deposit all, including my gold. And then... I'll get the alchemy lantern out, because actually that looks really neat. I might stick that in my little bit. This is my area. Where I collect all my little curios. Oh, wait, I have banners, don't I? I have the Ank and Snake banner and the Omega banner somewhere. Sort items. It's gone. Never mind. I might have, binned it. Oh no, it's there. I've had it in my inventory the whole time. I'm smart. There we go. I was, like, decorating my, house, air quotes, with little curios and stuff like that. Banners and things. I make all my, villagers' houses look really nice, and then mine's just covered in curios and chaos. It's the way I like it. Oh. Come on, there we go. Don't know why I was doing that. Make a little palm candle. And can I make a palm wood table? Do I have enough? I do! Oh-ho! Make a little palm wood table as well. I'm basically just the guide's weird roommate by this point, and I'm not ashamed about it. Okay, I can still go in and out, that's fine. Chest is in the way, excellent. Oh, come on, there we go. Loot all. Chest. Oh, no. And then, is there anything I can whack on the desk? I have to remove the banner first, but yes, in theory there is. Nope, okay, never mind. Pop this here. Can I go in and out still? Yep, we're fine. Whack the Ank banner back up. And get the candle. There we go. Cover the page. Oh yeah. And then I'll also make, just for the sake of some variety, I'll make a... Do I have any boreal wood on me? I do! Where is it? Oh, I nice to explain it. Make a little boreal wood something or other. Might make a... I'll make a lantern. Yeah. Lantern. Stick you there. Nice. Look at that. Efficient usage of space, baby. Alright. Hello, you. I have things to sell. Specifically, rope. And, shackle. And some... bombs? Boreal workbench. And... this silver chandelier. Cool. Excellent. Ta-ra. Yeah, it's getting dark, and I've been doing this for about 2 hours, so I'm gonna... stop here, actually. We love this. I love this little... the very clean, like, guides room, and then just the chaos underneath where I live. I like that a lot. There's, like, a dynamic. I might make myself a treehouse later on and just have this as kind of like a spare room. Like a snug. I don't know, but we'll find out as we go, I think. don't worry, I'll be there in a jiffy. Good reason to stop, there we go. I'll see you all later, but thank you very much for coming. It's been a lot of fun. And because I'm at the family home, I've just been called for food, so I will be back on Wednesday, there we go, at 6 PM my time. Bye-bye.